And the sheer hatred received from those on the left is absolutely massive. This is in no way mocking or belittling mental health.
It's harsh, man, but it's true.
The intention is selfless, but the reality is self-sabotage. If nobody's expected to actually integrate, you've confused diversity with parallel societies.
This element to the debate is known as the argument, but they aren't capable.
Who are today's far right? What makes a person far right? And why has this group increased in size so rapidly? To some of us, this will be obvious. Others may choose to actively avoid the reasons. But there are others who influence the far right to grow and who make positive change totally impossible. Introducing the far left. The rapidly, but not rapidly enough, decreasing mob of radicals who either can't, or more likely won't, develop with society as it's shaped by change. I'm Colin Potter-Ouija, and welcome to Obscured Logic. Hello, one and all. Thank you for tuning in. You will not be disappointed. I'm Colin. I'm hoping to be joined by Theo very shortly. And we're going to have a rant today about the bloody woke left. So let me explain. I have run this channel for a very short time, and so far most of the content has focused upon political issues. And the sheer hatred received from those on the left is absolutely massive. It has opened my eyes more than I ever thought possible. And what I've learned from observing their behaviours is what we're going to discuss today. The far right, or anywhere on the right, are just people. The left are just people with mental health problems. I must be clear from the start that this is in no way mocking or belittling mental health. This is an opinion, but one based on observation of facts. Part of the issue which led to this revelation was that arguments from those on the left were inexplicably and consistently baseless. This made me realise that there had to be a common intertwined essential component at the heart of what makes up the lefty. It's a kinship between all those on the left and what's somewhat of a qualification needed to be imprisoned there. I believe that fundamentally everyone embraces the principles on the right as their default standard system of values. Having an identity firstly, this identity being tied to your culture, your opportunities, your instincts for survival, your well-being, development, learning, social structure and support network, if you even have one. It is only once something causes deviation from this pathway of survival that the cycle becomes severed, and potentially to an irreparable degree. Just like all animals, we humans have an inbuilt compulsion to live and to thrive. Otherwise, we can all agree that at least something has gone wrong. But what? With the evolving growth of far-right beliefs come the core values in which they insist upon. Passion, heritage, pride, love, commitment, determination, patriotism, loyalty, safety, order, identity. These 11 principles of the right. There is no threat resulting from any of these principles. It's simply the undermining and dissociative behaviours which challenge these values from which the threat arises. There is a stark comparison between attacking change and defending against change. This is what defines the right from the left. A border that nobody's allowed to enforce is basically a welcome mat with paperwork. You cannot be guilty of resisting change without there first being a threat of change. It is that threat which concerns the right. This unmanaged volume of radical change to the nation, compromising the survival mechanisms of a normal human being. This attitude, which puts everyone else first, can only work if everyone else does it too. If you show kindness and respect without receiving it back, this sets a false precedent that it's not expected back. The intention is selfless, but the reality is self-sabotage. And it's the reality which seems to be absent from the minds of the left. Right, Theo's just stepped in. Make way for the big man. How are you, Theo?
I'm good, man, I'm good. Can I just say, firstly, right, kindness is a virtue. Kindness without any limits is just incompetence wearing a charity shop cardigan. Those on the left don't raise their own points, they only seek to destroy the points of others. They attack the issues or concerns of the right, they don't raise their own issues in order to repair the damage to the line which divides us and agree upon where it should rest. There has to be conversation, a debate, a constructive communication. However, the debate part is how, why you believe it, what supports this being wrong or that being right. This element to the debate is known as the argument, but they aren't capable. I remember when a partner of mine and I would argue about something, and during that time I would leave the room and slam the door. But that then became the whole focus, the fact that the door had been slammed and no longer the reason why. The content of the argument was just forgotten, and the nerve and foresight required to participate in a constructive and meaningful debate is greater than anything needed to simply moan about a door being closed. And that's what this feels like. We've got passion about the matter enough that it warrants a heated debate. It needs change. It can't carry on this way. It has to get better and not worse. And it has to happen within a suitable time frame. But to the lefties, it's all about that damn door. The far right, yeah, we may well slam many doors in our efforts to promote well-intentioned change, but we only do this when leaving the argument, when departing the scene of the debate with a totally unrealistic prospect of any progress with the debate itself. It's a last resort. Calling something inclusive doesn't magically make it affordable, safe or sensible.
So there has to be a degree of cognitive dysfunction amongst the left because they are united by corruption, not value. It is their past which identifies them and not their present. These similarities which unite them with the bright hair, the piercing and tattoo obsessions, weight issues, gender challenges, excessive tokenism, anti-white endorsement, naivety, virtue signalling compulsion, aiding contentious causes, misplaced priorities, and intolerance for their own identities. They are just one unsolved tragedy. This is the link, though, which bonds them to each other, not the rest of us. They seem to hold close the values of brokenness, loneliness, rejection, and isolation, and chose to give back to causes which sit within their own sense of normal. So they are essentially rejected by normality, so now thrive the very opposite, as that is where their trust lies. What they really want to say, what they really want us to hear, is something which they are unable to comprehend, as they have yet to experience it for themselves. We cannot make change by sugarcoating the truth with so much diplomacy that it becomes inaccurate. We need to say this how it is and help save those who have been stranded on the island of leftness by these difficult and tragic traumas which put them there in the first place. Integration means newcomers becoming part of society. If nobody's expected to actually integrate, you've confused diversity with parallel societies. Compassion without capacity is just overcrowding with good intentions.
100% right, Colin. We cannot resolve conflict when our opposition is compromised by diminished understanding. Just as criminals, perpetrators of evil acts, are routinely held not accountable for these acts due to the loose wiring in their heads, the left are sadly a lost cause, guided from the right path to the wrong path so long ago that any intervention to now remedy this is just a drop in the ocean. Like when a baby cries, this one action to communicate everything they want, as they're yet to discover any superior means to ask. The left use hate as their language because they too have never known anything else. It's harsh, man, but it's true.
Well, you won't hear me disagree. Equal treatment means the same rules, really. Once the rules depend on who's standing in front of you, you've misplaced the equality bit. Alice is nodding away there.
No, I'm not. I'm not here.
She's all shy in her top because she's on her way back from the website shoot.
I know. But it's not the same in real life. You can see it on the website.
They can indeed. Well, are you too shy to introduce our victim for the closing song?
Aye, you do it.
Kelly, get your ass out here and listen up. This is for you. Okay, folks, thank you for watching The Woke Choke. From me, Theo, and from Alice. Playing us out with obscured logic, we have The Common Sensations.
Where's that logic? Where's that common sense? Why does your head have no space for that logic? We just can't comprehend. Just can't comprehend. A world without logic is the world that we're all now living in. It's obscured logic.
Come on, Kelly, good girl. That's it.